We are back with Amelia Moore, the author of SheEO versus CEO. In the book, Amelia, you write out a monologue. Can you tell us what it is about and what got you into writing it out?
Well, the monologue was just an interesting way of introducing the book. Sometimes people do book reading, and I'm somebody that doesn't like doing what anybody else does. Right. So I created this fun monologue where I'm talking to my girlfriend about a meeting as a project manager. And I use some of the terminology in the book. And I end it with the poem that I have in the book, which is Jezebel. And the poem itself, like Jezebel in the Bible is someone that everybody's like, ugh, you know? But when you really look at her, she was very intelligent. She just didn't have her morals or priorities or her loyalty straight. Oh, okay. So what I did is I redefined it and saying that the new Jezebel is about picking people up, not tearing people down. The new Jezebel is about, you know, showing her strength and her weakness and showing that God is first above all the rest. Right.
Yes.
And that's how I end it. And then I say, in the end of the monologue, I turn around and I tell them, so girl, yes, after I've finished telling them all about themselves, we just went right back to the idea. And the way I started the monologue is lots of times females in business meetings, they'll say something pretty profound, but no one responds to it. Right. And then the male in the room will say the very same thing, and everybody like, that's a good idea. So that's the beginning of the monologue.
Do you want to share it with us?
Please
from
do.
Your book? Yeah.
We have time.
Sure.
Please do.
Okay.
Go for it.
So I'll make like this is my phone. So I'll be like, girl, I'll tell you that office, I had to give him a little piece of my mind today. You know how I do, girl. So, you remember that guy David, right? The one that always thinks that he knows more than me? Right. So I'm in the business meeting, and I say an idea, and then all of a sudden, nobody's saying anything. It's quiet in the room. I'm the project manager, so I'm like, what's going on? Next thing I know, David says the same thing, and everybody's like, yeah, David, that's a really good idea. Girl, you know my head to twist it around like the Exorcist. Honest to goodness, it was crazy. But I was like, you know what? I remember that book I was just reading, SheEO versus CEO. And I was like, okay, maintain. So I said, all right, David, thank you very much for reiterating my point, but I'd like to address it now. Yeah. Well, as soon as I said that, you remember Michael, the egghead that I keep on telling you about? Yeah, the one that thinks that I don't know anything even though I got a higher degree than him? Right, that one. He turns around and he says to me, well, if you wasn't such a Jezebel. And I was like, Jezebel? Who are you calling a Jezebel? Girl, you know I went there. And then I remembered in the book there was a poem about Jezebel. So I was like, aha. And I said, girl, I'm in the moment right now, so I'm just gonna turn to that page and read that poem, because, girl, I'm trying to tell you, I went in. But anyway, so as I was talking about it, I said, Jezebel. You said Jezebel. You might think I'm Jezebel, but I'm far from that. I am who I am, all through the grace of God, and that's a fact. I'm not the Jezebel that you think you know. I'm nothing about what you've learned about that. I'm the Jezebel who lifts you up, never holding you back. The new Jezebel. Who is she? A spiritual warrior who accepts the creed of God's given truths, who never makes anyone weak, teaching God's truth. Is all she seeks. Now, girl, give me a minute because I got to switch it to the back of the book. Because it's in the back of the book. But anyway, so as I'm doing it, you should have seen everybody's faces. And then when I said that all she seeks, I had to strike a pose because you know how we do. And you know I looked straight at Michael like, Jezebel. Anyway, then I went on to say, because this poem is like all of that. I said, yes, the new Jezebel, she's all about that. Not loving mankind as a child of God? Girl. Her loyalty prohibits her from doing any of that. She's the new definition of female empowerment. The new Jezebel ain't from hell. Instead, she's heaven sent. Called not to deliver God's messages. Do you know her? And again, I had to look at him and give him right all of it. I'm like, do you know her? Because, you know, that'll be probably the last time he calls me Jezebel. Anyway, here's a hint. She's a power and a force, all of which is God endorsed, who runs the course and passes the tests, telling you God is first above all the rest. Well, girl, you should have seen their faces. I was loving it. They were all like, And then I said, so gentlemen, back to the idea. And I did the meeting. You know, SheEO style. And that's the monologue.
So beautiful. I love it.
But you know what's
I felt like I
fun
was
about
watching a movie.
I know, right? I was so into
I ain't
it.
gonna lie.
And the fun thing about it is it generates the conversation afterwards, and girls, a lot of the women in the office are like, you know, when I'm doing it, they say, oh, girl, that happened to me.
Yeah,
And then
they-
some of the guys are like, yeah, I know that Michael, and I know that David.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I like
Very
that, I like that.
relatable. That's nice.
It's funny that you said movie. I'm actually talking to somebody right now about possibly making this a movie. The
That's
same
great.
way Steve Harvey did
Think like a man.
and Act Like a
Man,
Lady.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's SheEO versus-
amazing.
To just really bring true awareness to some of the things that really happens in corporate America that people don't pay
Yeah, you
attention
doing the
That's
damn
great.
thing.
I
I'm
like
talking
it.
about. You
Hustler.
feel me?
I love it.
SheEO
I
style.
love it.
You don't know what to say.
When I heard my
David.
name on here, I was like going in like, who is David? It
No,
can't be
not
me.
you. I'm sorry.
So many Davids
Yeah, I
in this
know.
world. I don't know which David you talking about.
I used the name David only because it's David and Goliath. There's a lot of analogies
Yeah.
afterwards that we talk about, but no, never you, David. You are an emperor, sir. You are an emperor.
Where's my crown?
It disappeared.
Hey,
Too much to grasp me,
I
right?
guess so.
Yeah, That's a lot.
So look, where can we find your information here, Amelia?
Well, right now you can go to www.SheEO and the book is not going to be coming out until the end of, probably the end of summer, because I was going to put it out the end of June, and then I got a really great offer that I can't talk about right now, so I'm waiting. But definitely before the end of
So
summer.
we got a sneak peek.
Yes, everybody got a sneak
Hell
peek of
yeah.
it. Totally. But you can go online and pre-order it, and it'll be coming to you real soon.
Coming
Real
soon, man.
Real soon.
Looking forward to that here.
You just making a lot of powerful moves out here. I want to be like you.
Just put your mind to it, go for it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Here. That's
Our special thanks to Amelia Moore. Her new book, SheEO versus CEO, an executive handbook, is available now.